My name is Robert Suddarth. I've been a photographer for 53 years and I am 76. My birthday is January 28th, 1947. I was born and raised in Dalhart, Texas, up in the Panhandle. My parents were an older generation. My father was born in 1889. He died when I was 9 years old in 1956. My mother died in 1993. She was 87. I didn't know any of my grandparents. My father served in World War I. During the war, he served in France, part of his career. My father was not injured in the war, but shortly after he got out, he was shot in the leg by a drunk. When I graduated from high school, I decided to go to Texas Tech. I had a cousin that was going there, and I wanted to be close to somebody, so I decided to go down there. I went to college, majored in art, graphic design. I didn't know what I was going to do with it, and when it came time for me to pick an elective, photography was on the list. So I thought, well, I might like photography. I really hadn't had any experience with it, but I signed up for it. We had a great time here, had big clientele, a lot of good friends were made here, a lot of memories. We had from this wall here all the way down past that door. Yeah, this is our heyday. We had a good time here. We were very busy. We were one of the top studios in town. We were in this location 28 years. We moved out of this location about 15 or 16 years ago. We used to rent this.
That's what I figured. That's why I said, do you want to come inside the building for anything? Just rolling around?
Yes. Yeah. They put the door in here.
Yes,
and they put the door in there.
Door. Yes, I added both of those.
So
those
this
were
is
not
our
there
showroom.
before me, yeah. So what business were you?
Photographer.
Yeah, Suddarth.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know who you are, kinda.
Do you mind if we?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, we put all this in. Had this framed in here. Where does it say dark room? But I'd forgotten totally about this sign. This was our old dark room back in the film days. We switched to digital and we made this the storeroom for our CDs and everything else we didn't want to display.
Yeah, this is kind of cool. I get to give you a souvenir today.
We put that wall, that brick in.
I didn't want to cover it up.
I tried to get it down and I couldn't.
Well, and then I thought if I could get it down, I could move it somewhere because I love it.
So you're standing here So normally you'd have weight on this foot. If you turn your body this way, it'll be there.
Okay. You just tell me when and what.
Okay. All right. Now, when and what we're taking your picture.
Okay. When is now, picture is now.
Yeah.
Oh. Nice. Grandbaby.
You're not old enough to have grandbabies. All right. Danita, what do you do for a living?
I'm a real estate agent.
All right.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that?
For 3 years.
Do you like it?
Here in Lubbock, Texas. I'm loving it. It's been great meeting independent with all real estate, meeting all kinds of new people. It's my favorite.
Okay.
Man.
We'll go through them and tell me the ones that you like or think you like, and I'll mark those as a 1.
Okay.
I like that one.
You do?
And that's kind of neat with the
It's so good.
to
Yeah.
the side and the house showing.
Yeah. I really like the house showing a lot.
You include that one?
Yes. Never been happier with the headshot. I'm so excited.
Jean and I both are a firm believer in God. We go to church almost every Sunday that we're available. God is a big part of my life. I depend on God. He's helped me through sad times, happy times. I couldn't do it without God. He's very important to me. The church that we belong to here in Lubbock is the First Methodist Church downtown. They've got a beautiful sanctuary, a beautiful church. They've got stained glass window in there. Is, I think, the 3rd largest stained glass window in the world. It's beautiful. We've just had the organ renovated, spent millions of dollars on it. It's a beautiful organ and one of the finest in the country. And it's such a pleasure to go to one of the Vesper concerts or just hear the organ being played during the church service. It fills your heart. I was sitting on the couch with Jean and started coughing, and evidently I passed out. And next thing I knew, Jean was leaning over me saying, "Robert, breathe, 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 Robert." So she said that I had just quit coughing and gone limp and was starting to shake and jerk like I was having a fit or something. But I don't remember any of that, just coughing and then breathe, Robert. I felt okay afterwards, but it was, thinking about it was a little scary. A couple of weeks ago, I got a call from my cousin who lives in Oklahoma City. And total surprise to me, but she told me she had terminal cancer. It's a shock to me, because we were raised together in Dalhart. She was the closest thing I ever had to a sister, and we were very, very close. As she started elaborating, said that cancer had spread. She had 2 or 3 different kinds of cancer, and it spread throughout her body. And the doctor said there wasn't anything they could do, and that they'd put her on hospice. And so I knew that it was limited time, but I had no idea how long. But 3.5 days later, they called me and told me that she had passed. It was a week ago. Well, it'll be 2 weeks tomorrow. She passed about 4:30 in the morning. Okay, Gene, let's run down to Armadillo. I want to see Larry and look at deal from a camera. Armadillo used to be there where it says
Perfect talent. That's what I used
perfected
to-
talent. They started there. They were there for years. Oh, going out to a friend's house this afternoon sometime, and he's got
Is that Mark? No.
he's got a vacuum deal on his lathe. He's got that bowl of mine that I need to take some off the top. It's too thick.
I'll see us in the morning.
They said that.
I got it. He said, we'll see you in the morning. I said, yes. He was talking to the one girl, she left. And the other one, he gave me a card. She already had it up. And he said, did you tell her what I wanted? She just looked at me. She said, I have it.
Places that we get to know and they know us. We like to shop there. Like we shop here, and camera store, and there's different places that they recognize us when they come in, and we enjoy that. I was at the fair one year, and the local club had a booth set aside with pens and bowls and stuff on display that they had made. And they had a lathe set up, and they'd take turns turning something so you could stand there and watch them. And it fascinated me, how you can take a hard piece of wood and carve it and make it such a delicate looking piece and such beauty to it. It fascinated me how they did that. And I got involved in it, learned, and then I've been asked to teach. Wood turning is my hobby now. Wood turning is taking a piece of wood, putting it on a lathe, and spinning it at a high rate of speed, using a sharp instrument to actually carve the wood. And you can make shapes, different things out of wood. I like to make writing pens. I like to make bowls. I've got into segmented bowls now, where a piece of wood is cut into strip 3/4 of an inch to 1.5 inches wide, and cut into strips, and then cut on the table saw with a jig so that I can cut angles on it, glue those pieces together, and make a circular ring glued up, and then take those rings in varying diameters and stacking them on, gluing them together, and then putting that on a lathe and turning that, carving that into a smooth shape it might start small and get big, go back small, or start small and go big, or vice. We have a club of about 50 members here in Lubbock, and they've got clubs all over. But it's a lot of retired people, some younger people in it, that we meet. And I was asked 2 days ago to demonstrate that how I do segmented bows, how I make them, and open segmented bows, and demonstrate in front of a live audience of how I make those. I belong to a regional group called SWAT, Southwest Woodturners.
I have loved watching his progression. So we'll turn it over to Robert.
Thank you, Jim Bob. Center it, and then tighten it down real secure. And then you can put a piece of wood in, put it on the table saw. Come on, get up there. Yeah, that's my girl. Yeah. How long have we had Daisy?
She's even center as you go.
We,
She's 8.
she's a rescue, and she's one of the best dogs we've ever had. She sleeps with us, right between us, and 9 o'clock's her bedtime, so at 9 o'clock she heads to the bed, climbs up there, and she's ready for bed. Like, y'all, come on, I'm ready. We've got to the point where she likes to ride now, and at first she would get sick riding, but we take her to the bank and stuff occasionally. She likes that. She's a pretty good dog. She's a lover. How you doing? Good, how are you? And that rain helped, hadn't it? Come on. We moved here May the 11th, 1970, the day of the tornado. When we moved here, it was really a nice neighborhood, nice place to live. It was all older people, most of them retired. Since then, they've passed away, and houses most of them are rent houses. People don't care, and they let their yards go, and it's just kind of sad. There's 3 or 4 of us in this neighborhood that try to keep the houses up, yards up, but I'm going to get discouraged. We don't want to move, but make the best of it, but I wish that they would take a little bit more care. Daisy, come on. There you go. Good girl. That's a good girl. It's be too much of a burden to move. I don't know whether we get anything out of our house or not. The night the tornado hit, we had a huge maple tree in our backyard, our front yard. It was quite a bit bigger than that. And the wind was so hard, we looked out the window and it was bent over where the leaves were touching the ground out in the street. And just, I mean, a massive tree like that bending like it did was just unreal. But it was, tornado didn't hit here, but we had a lot of the wind and rain. PPFA stands for Professional Photographers America. It's the largest photography organization in the world. When I was doing programming, usually through PPFA organizations, started working on my affiliation degrees, started working on my Craftsman degrees, and I got my Craftsman, and then I got my master's degree, and then I got my certification degree. And now then I'm still a certified professional photographer, and I'm also a lifetime member of Professional Photographers of America, a lifetime member of Texas Professional Photographers, which I was president of Texas Professional Photographers, and I also was president of an organization called Southwest Professional Photographers. That was a 5-state, Texas, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Louisiana, all combined together. Then I served on the board of Professional Photographers of America, or they call it the Council. And there were, I think, 300 members from all the different, or from different states. And we would sit in there and make rules, change things, adjust, work out problems in the national organization. I served on that for a number of years. It was very rewarding. I originally got into photography because I love to work with people. I love to take their photographs. I love to create things, bring the innermost person out of them. I love to see their smiles when they see the finished work. I love to make them happy. I made a lot of friends, not only as a photographer with other photographers, but I made a lot of friends photographing people and families. I still have people that in church and wherever I go that tell me, oh, you photographed my family 30 years ago or 15 years ago, or a bride contacted us 2 weeks ago that we'd photograph her bridal portrait 30 years ago and she needed another print off of that. So I'm getting to the point where the new photographers don't know who I am, but a lot of my old customers still remember me from church, and they will usually tell me that I photographed them. Sometimes I remember the face, maybe not the name. I think the most important thing I can relay to anybody I've talked to is do things that you enjoy doing. Do good things. Help other people. Teach other people. Listen to what they have to say. Encourage them. And whatever you do, and no matter what position you're in, what your goals are in life, my thoughts and my advice is whatever you do, don't give up. Keep after it. And that to me is very important. I see people at my age that have pretty well given up and they don't last long. They die. I want to stay active until the day I do die, until the day I can't do things. So stay active, stay happy, and do things, and help other people.